For years, the Files app on the iPad was painful to use. It was super basic and missing a ton of features. But thankfully with iPadOS 26, Apple has fixed a lot of the problems and completely revamped the Files app and made it much more similar to the Finder app we're used to on our Mac. So here are all the file management tips that you need to know to get the most out of your iPad. I'm going to be using my M4 iPad Pro, but you don't need a Pro model. You don't even need one of the newest iPads. You just need to make sure your iPad does support iPadOS 26. So I have the Files app in my dock on my iPad here at the bottom. This is what it looks like. So when you open it up, you have a sidebar here on the left that we'll talk about in a second, and then your main viewing window here on the right. If you click on the three dots at the top, you have a few options, but at the bottom, edit sidebar. This is where you can really customize this sidebar to what's most useful for you. Then you have your favorites section. So if there are folders that you use most frequently and want quick access to, you can add the folders here. And you can always press the red button to delete them or drag them and reorder them here with that handle on the right. Then you have a location section, which is where your files and documents are actually stored on your iPad or in the cloud or any services. If you use Google Drive or Dropbox, you can toggle on and off which ones you use and want to see. And then below that, you have the tags section, which is what you can use to help organize your files and documents. And then to save your changes, you would just hit the check mark in the top left. Now, if I go over to my documents folder, let's say I wanted to add one of these other folders to my favorites section. All you would have to do is long press on the folder. At the bottom, you'll see an add to section and favorites, and then it'll show up here. It still lives within my documents folder, but now I have a quick link to that specific work folder in my sidebar, and I can just swipe to remove it if I don't actually want it there. Now, to create a brand new folder, you can press this folder button here at the top and it'll show up at the bottom. So you can name it whatever you need to. If you click on the arrow to the left of a folder, it'll expand it within the list, or you can click on the folder to actually enter it. There's also thankfully a lot more we can customize now in this Files app. So you can pick and choose what columns you want to see here at the top by pressing the three dots on the right and then just selecting which property you want to add or remove. You can also change the size of the column. So there's a little grayed out handle to the left that you can drag. You can also hold on a column name to reorganize and reorder them. And you can also press this button here at the top if you rather see the folders as icons, in columns, or you can even go into the view options if you wanted to sort the folders and files a certain way, group them by type or date, or even change the size of the icons if you wanted them to be a little smaller. If I go over to my recents for a second and go back down to view options and group by, this can be really helpful, I find, if you go by kind, because then you can see all of your documents in one area, all of your images in another, and sometimes I find it just a little bit easier to organize it that way. Another thing that's super useful is you can long press on any file type and hit Get Info to see more information. So you can see the size of the file, you can see when it was created or last opened, and the path where the file actually lives in your folders. And probably my favorite new feature is the ability to now color coordinate and add icons to your folders to make them stand out and just help you organize them a little bit better. So on any folder, if you long press on it, you'll see at the bottom, customize folder and tags. So if you click on that, you can click to add a tag, and this is how you add the color. So a color is associated with a tag. I wish there were a way to add colors without a tag, but this is the only way to do it right now. So you can select any color, you can add a new tag if you want to customize one. Then you have a whole bunch of different icons to add to the folder, or you can always hit the emoji button to actually pull up the traditional emoji keyboard I think I prefer these a little bit more than the icons. And what's great is any of the folder customizations you make, so color and icon, can also sync across all of your Apple devices as long as it's a folder within iCloud, within your iCloud drive. So over here on the left in that locations area, I have an iCloud drive. This is where almost all of my folders and files live. If I go to the on my iPad, which is files and folders that live only on my iPad on this one specific device, it's empty. I try to keep nothing in here. I really try to put everything in iCloud Drive so that I can access it on my Mac or my phone as well. Or if something's not in my iCloud Drive, I might have it in Google Drive or Dropbox, just depending on what it is and what I use it for. And I personally really like having my Google Drive and my Dropbox in this Files app to keep everything together now. So regardless of what file I'm looking for, I don't have to go to a different app. I hate the Google Drive app, probably even worse than the old Files app, but here I just see everything in the same way and in the same place. And what's really great is for these folders in Drive or Dropbox, I can't customize them with the color and the emojis, but I can still add the same tags. So if I long press on this contracts folder that's lives in my Google Drive, I can still go to tags and see all of the tags I've already created. So if I then want to look for everything I've tagged under my Brooke Tierney tag, everything will show up. Things that are in iCloud Drive and in Google Drive. Now, if you are someone that is going to keep everything in iCloud Drive like I do, if there are things that are super important that I want to make sure that I can always access and always work on them regardless of where I am if I have no Wi-Fi, what you can do is if you go back to the main folder and long press on it, you can click Keep Downloaded. So anything in this folder, regardless of where it's added from, if I add a file from my Mac, if I add a file from my iPhone into this Media Kits folder, will now download automatically and stay downloaded on my iPad at all times. Now, to actually move your files into different folders or even apps, you have a few options to do that. You can hold on a file and hit the move button to move it into any of your folder into a different folder here. You can also just drag and drop it by holding it over the folder you want to move it into. So now if I go to Documents, we'll see that image here. And if you want to move multiple things at once, you would have to hit the select button first. If you are trying to move a lot of different files, I recommend actually doing it using multiple windows. I find it a lot easier to drag and drop. So to do that, you would use split screen. And to go into split screen, you do have to be in the windowed apps mode. You cannot be in full screen mode. And then you can use the little handle in the bottom right to resize the window. Or if you go over to the green dot, that's the easiest way to split screen one, and then go down to your Files app, long press on it, new window, and you could just flick that one to the right, because then I find it a lot easier to select multiple things and then just drag them into whatever folder I'm trying to put them in. Now, I would say though that most of the files that I'm dragging and dropping on a daily basis come from my downloads folder. If I go into my dock here at the bottom, you'll see I actually have downloads here. I can click to open, see everything in my downloads that I've recently downloaded, and then drag them. So let's say I'm writing out a note and I've downloaded an image from the internet that I want to add to my note. From my note, I can just drag up to get my downloads, click on the image, and drag it into the note. That way I don't have to go to the Files app first to find it and bring it over. I can just drag it from my dock. And so to add any folder to your dock, doesn't have to be the downloads folder. You can add any one. You can just drag the folder onto your dock, or you can long press to right click, go down to Add To, and you'll see the option Add to Dock. And you can add multiple folders to your dock. So now I have the downloads folder and this new one I just added. And if you long press on the folder, you can change how the items are sorted, and you can change if it looks like a grid or a fan when you click on it. So a grid would look like that, or I prefer to have them as a fan. And to remove a folder, you would just go to the options and remove from dock. Now, along with the redesigned Files app, iPadOS 26 also brought a brand new preview app to your iPad. So when you did update to iPadOS 26, you probably saw this preview app appear. And most people I've spoken to either absolutely hate it or absolutely love it. So let me know in the comments if you love it or hate it. But here are a few tips for working with it. So now when I go to open any file, image, PDF document, anything like that, for example, this PDF document, it's going to open in the new preview app. So if I quickly go to my app switcher, you'll see I'm now in the preview app. I'm no longer in the Files app. And this new preview app can sometimes be helpful. I do find it most helpful when I'm working with PDFs because I can quickly mark something up. I can autofill a signature or something like that. I find it great for PDFs, but images, I find it really, really annoying. So there is something you can thankfully do about that. First of all, if I am looking for a file, if I just quickly want to see what it is, I don't want to go into a completely new app. So if you long press on it, you can just do quick look. It'll show you a preview within the Files app. So you'll see I'm still in the Files app. Quick look is still within the Files app. And then you can just press the X to get out of it. So let's say I wanted all my images to open with quick look within the Files app and not boot me out to the preview app every single time. What you can do is long press on your image, go down to open with, and then you can select the default action when you click on an image. For quick look, at the bottom, preview with quick look. I know that's super confusing because the new app is called preview, but this just means you're gonna preview the image in quick look, not in preview. You see how stupid that is? Anyways, so I'm gonna select preview with quick look. So now, anytime I press an image, whether it's a JPEG, a PNG, any image file type within the Files app, when I click on it, it's automatically going to open in quick look. You'll see if I go to the switcher, I'm still in the Files app. It has not opened up the preview app. And you can set each different file type to open with a specific app. So images, we said open with quick look, but let's say PDF documents. Let's say I hate preview and I want to always use a PDF reader. I can long press on PDF documents, go to open with, and then any apps I have installed that work with PDFs, I can select from this list. Same thing for text files. If I long press and go to open with, I can have them always open with Pages. Another reason to use the quick look feature versus the preview app is if you want to quickly look at things within a folder, everything within the folder. If I long press on the PDF document and go over to quick look, now I can just swipe between everything in that folder. So I can go to the image, I can go to the PDF document. If I had 10 different PDFs in this folder, I could do the same thing, just keep swiping between them. There's also thankfully much better support now for external drives, which is so long overdue. So if you have any sort of external hard drive, SSD, or even a thumb drive, you can plug it into the USB slot on your iPad. It'll appear here under locations, your external drive, so you can see what's in it. And if you right click, now you have the option to rename the drive. You can press Get Info if you wanted to see how it's formatted, the capacity, how much storage is available, things like that. Or if you press Erase, don't worry, it won't automatically erase it. You can press Erase, and now you can actually format the drive. A few more options here at the bottom, or you can press the big scary red erase button to actually wipe the drive. So that's everything you need to know about the new Files app on your iPads. Let me know what features do you think it's still missing that you would like to see. And also let me know in the comments down below what other videos you want to see from me this year. So that's it. Have a great day. Bye.